Hello, beautiful souls. I have a cold. I'm resting in bed. And I think, in a good way, the eclipses in the astrology and things from the past that I needed to work through and let go of, and all the emotions that come with them. And with this current astrology and Mars, the Libra stuff also is just so deeply poignant for me in so many ways. And so I'm going to post this short video, and I'm going to ask anyone who sees it or watches it if they will please listen to the tarot from 13 Moon Tarots that I posted, if it stays posted, because sometimes I don't know why that's taken down when I share other people's stuff. But it's directly from her channel, and it's a reading she did for Libra, and it aligns with a reading I had because I was worried about my attitude and how I was presenting things and showing my dark feminine or my masculine, whatever you want to call all those things. And if it was going to be confusing, and it is things that I've repeatedly said that I do not follow. I'm not part of any groups. I can't recommend any groups because I've already been abused by all these groups, because I've been inside groups and cults, and I can't just sit here and say multiple times I don't agree with light workers and star seeds and all of these things and then go back on it. I'm not gonna. It's like even more than ever. They're saying that the world's gonna end, and they've said this multiple times already in the last 7 years, where up until a year and a half ago, maybe two the most, everything was love, light, and everything's going to be perfect and it's okay, and you can wish yourself into a new dimension, and or the we're going to come save you kind of thing. Star peoples are energy. They are not human beings in spacesuits. You're doing the same thing to that story that Christians did to the story of Christ, and I don't expect everyone to get that parallel. But they're saying when CERN comes on during the eclipse, which they're doing on purpose, by the way, that a timeline split's going to happen again. And, how do you know a timeline split happens? How do you know when these things happen? Well, it's through yourself. It's not through watching what goes on in the external. But everything in the world is about the external. And the archetypes you see that point to the external are really pointing to your internal. And if you do not follow that, and you follow a group or an entity or an ism or a new age whatever story, because there's so many, 144,000, which is completely a lie. The line of Magdalene, which is completely a lie because that's part of my line, and it's a demonic seed line. Those people ascended. They didn't die like us. Some of them died. It's written in Book of Martyrs, but they also ascended, and that's also in history books. So I cannot propagate the lies, no matter how huge they are into the internet, how well accepted they are, like Catholicism or Christianity or Satanism or any religion, any. I can't do it because the trick is to put your mind on a pendulum that takes your energy and your life force and makes a fortune off of your acceptance or need to be something and need to be accepted. So if you use these things as internal archetypes to grow, which all paths are for, you'll find yourself. And I'm not hating on you or putting you down. I'm simply saying my channel has always been about this. I've always said what I said. Now, if you think you're a starseed or a light worker, like some of my friends have, and I've told them what I thought about it and we still stayed friends, that's great. That's your path. Even I've got friends that are Satanists and witches, and I don't agree with them, or with Christians, but I have people I love from every group. So I'm sorry, but I cannot lie about the Illuminati group I was with, nor can I lie about the star seeds and the channelers of them and channelers in general, because they're not channeling something from out there in the galactic. They're channeling from their own internal soul. And either they're awake to that or it's hijacked. The crown chakra is hijacked, like I keep saying. Therefore, the soul and the gut are a mouthpiece of things external. And if they are just archetypes, they're about your internal. You are everything. That is all a reflection of you out there, including space. The waters above were divided from the waters below. It's water. It's space. It's a type of water. Like, that is totally not agreed upon. You know, you have to test and prove everything. And I was trained that way in Christianity, and thankful I didn't. And then I was able to test and prove that what was being taught and told about Christianity was not the truth. I cannot live like you. My storyline is not yours. I cannot lie. I can't cover things up. I can't go along with the flow because it feels good. I can't be who you are. I didn't come here to be who you are. I didn't come to fulfill your contract. I didn't come to pleasure you so you can stay in your 3 lower chakra. I came here to challenge you and to show a light, not a love and light, but a balance, that we have to be light and darkness. We have to be all of the chakra. We can't just be negative planetary divination. We have to be Samael of Mars, and we have to be the lovely Bacchaeus. You know, we have to be the lovely parts of these planets, not just the planetary demons and divination or Shem angels, and they're all just love, light, BS. And how come 20 years ago the Shem angels weren't that, and all of a sudden they're all these angelic Christian love and light Romanismized things? Because follow the trajectory of things. It is being created and changed before our eyes. Does that mean it's the truth? No. It means find the truth. Bend into yourself. Bow to your soul. It's going to hurt like hell to be lost, to be alone, to face death alone, because we all face death alone. And I faced it many times, and it's easier than life. Sadly to say, you know, the passing isn't, but the transition is very simple. You are where you put your mind to and what you believed in. Is that a false paradigm or real? And what do you want? And what do you want it to be when you get there? More false paradigms, more put up, shut up, love, light, more there's no darkness here. And it's not closeted Victorian times where we ignore people and put the poor people in a certain section of town, though Trump wants to do that again. It's not David Copperfield days. Come on, you know, wake up. It's love, light, and horrible amounts of darkness. And until we face that, it's not going to go away. And no spaceship's going to come to rescue us. And if there is, there's going to be limited seats on those things, let me tell you. And the average person ain't getting a free ticket. So it doesn't matter. Because no matter where we edge off to or creep away to, we're going to face death sooner or later. And we can face that fighting every demon along the way, or we can just sit happily within ourselves and accept that, hey, this is what's coming down. So I am not changing who I am for girlfriends, for boyfriends, for ex-boyfriends, for ex-husbands, for my children, for my family, for the roof over my head. I have not yet, and I will not. And that is hard. It's hard sometimes. It's been hard. Been very hard for me. And I'm not going to lie, to let other people sleep happily in their womb in the matrix. They can reject me and hit the road, Jack. Or they can keep their mind open while they go down their path. Keep all their eyes open, all their chakra open while they head down a path that Sheila said, hey, you know, that's wonky. You better be careful. You better change and look at multiple channelers from the past 5, 6, 7 years that are all saying different things, and none of it is what's happening now. And why all of a sudden are ascended masters all thrown into this crap that have always been there since the 1800s? Why is all this stuff happening right now? And I share, and I will share those videos about how people are hive-minding and how in a destruction souls are reharvested and they're regrouped and replanted just like people are when there's a war. And so I ask you to please watch that tarot that I posted by 13 Moons Tarot. And also I would say look at the Rare Gazelle too, because many of us that are on the same page are saying the same thing. We can act love and light to you, but that doesn't mean that that's what we are. We're love, light, and darkness, or all our lower chakra online, and we're denying them, which means we're lying, which means we're actually still living in them or using them as a crutch. And I, for one, am not going to hide my sins. It's why I went through the suffering I did with the Illuminati and the low-level Church of Music Illuminates that made up their own group. Why? Their own groups, plural. Why? Because I spoke out about my truth. Because I wanted to bring my ancestors' truths to light within myself and the truths of the whole world. And I suffered greatly for that, and I chose that. Why? Because I said to myself that I wanted to rid myself of all my karma now in this lifetime before I faced my own judgment and stood before the throne, the soul, the heart space, over the sea of glass, the sea that surrounds the heart. That's all symbolisms of everything within you, and so is everything else. And if you take it for something else, you're taking yourself for granted, and I'm not going to lie to you. So please check out the tarot, because then what I share and how rough and tough or in my darkness I seem to be, you know I can get into my heart space and I can glow up so much that I cannot stop smiling. The smile won't come off my face. I have to literally shock it off there. So, and I don't intend to do that for anyone. I've been through enough, and with all these Mars triggers and the stuff from my past, you bet your butt a lot's coming up. And what's coming up out of it is I will never step back. I will never step down. I will never give my throne to somebody who's a fake, false light. Not happening. And I will not hold up the lies of any anti-ism or group. I'm an anarchist, a spiritual anarchist, not meaning that all spirituality, like I'm an anarchy against and bombs and guns and destroy shit, like the people that I was with thought I was going to be, like their Patty Hearst they want to make people into. But no, it's just who I am. It's just what I am. And it's just the balance of Libra, and it's just the tail of Scorpio, and it's just the dragon head of Pisces. And it's just all those energies. Know your stars. Don't know your star groups, because I know mine. I know Scorpio's Shuala personally have been named after my own planetary divination. But do I want to stay in the tail? Do I want to stay in a group? Do I want to hive mind that? No, I've used the wisdom it's giving me to point the way to internal, because you only alchemize through yourself. Thank you.